Syrian Arab Republic. You have the floor.
شكرا السيد الرئيس.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since this is the first time I speak before the fourth committee, please permit me, Mr. Chairman, to congratulate you on your effective conduct of the business of our important committee. We'd also like to thank all delegations that have voted for the draft resolutions under items 54 and 55 of the agenda, including the draft resolution entitled the Occupied Syrian Golan. We'd also like to thank the delegations of Cuba and Indonesia who have submitted the draft resolutions on behalf of their sponsors. We'd also thank the states that have joined the list of co-sponsors. Mr. Chairman, once again, the entire membership, with the exception of Israel and the United States, through their wide support of these resolutions, they have sent an unambiguous message to Israel, the occupying authority, a message that its occupation of the Syrian Golan is rejected and is a violation of the provisions of the Charter and the principles of international law. This message included a clear demand to Israel to put an end to its occupation of all occupied Arab territories and to cease from violating the human rights and the international humanitarian law, including the Fourth Geneva Convention of 1949, a convention that enjoys the international consensus since the time Palestine was partitioned. This overwhelming vote for the draft resolution on the occupied Syrian Golan reiterates once again the rejection by the membership of the continued occupation by Israel of the Golan, and that this occupation is null and void and has no legal consequence in accordance with Security Council Resolution 497 of 1981. And this is a resolution, as you know, it has no time limits, no matter how Israel and the United States try to manipulate the issue. It is also clear that all attempts by Israel, including the one that was foiled by the Syrian citizens in October 2019, to conduct this farcical local elections in the occupied Syrian Golan or establish settlements and cooperate with armed terrorist groups such as ISIS and al-Nusra in an attempt to separate the Golan. They have denounced all these attempts and they have upheld the international law, requesting an end to this foreign occupation. We were not surprised by the American vote against the draft resolution, since the U.S. is a partner and ally of Israel militarily and politically in all its wars and aggression in the region. It has protected it from being held accountable for its crimes over many decades. It also reiterates that the occupation is providing protection to the terrorists of ISIS in Tenf, in Deir ez-Zor, and as well as in other countries of the world. It also perpetuates the squandering of the wealth of the Syrian Golan through American exploration companies that work in the oil field, in clear contradiction of international norms and laws, such as Gini and EFIC, the American companies, as well as AES Energy. This negative vote by the U.S. on the draft resolution, as you have all noted, goes against the overwhelming vote for the resolution by the entire membership. This sends a clear message to the world that the role claimed by the United States as a sponsor of peace in the Middle East has ended. With this vote, the United States has exited that role as a sponsor of peace. The United States, as a superpower and as a permanent member of the Security Council, hosting the headquarters of the United Nations, would better establish, or should have better established, an international alliance to put an end to the occupation and to return the occupied territories to their legitimate owners, including the occupied Syrian Golan, and establish the Palestinian state instead of this illegitimate alliance that sponsors terrorism, aggression, and occupation. Thank you.
I thank the distinguished permanent representative of the Syrian Arab Republic for his statement.